Good morning. We are live. We are live. Nasdaq futures, inauguration day. Good morning. Run. Get down. Oh, yeah. Good morning, YouTube. Looks like we got a little bit of a shorter day today. Martin Luther King Day. Market's closing 12 p.m. East Coast time. Or excuse me, 1 o'clock East Coast time, I think. 12 o'clock Central time. Inauguration at 11 a.m. Central time. Mr. Donald Trump is going into office. He's back. No other news today. So I don't know what today is going to look like, but we're just going to follow all the same rules we normally do, and we're either going to get a setup or we're not. No news. There's the inauguration. Where's this add to calendar button? Oh, shoot. No. End up showing my personal calendar. I didn't know it was going to do that. Huh. Anyway, let's experiment with that later. So yeah, we're not going to be here at 11 when he's going in, but I may regret that because the market could shoot way up, and I want to trade it like a news candle. We usually don't trade the news. It's a little risky. I know some people are, and maybe they'll get rewarded a lot today. We're going to look for our normal setups and just treat it like it's any other day. I don't know if the market's just going to go up at 11 Central Time like it did the night he won the election. The market pushed up a lot right when they started releasing the news state by state that he won the election. The market pushed up, and if you were trading at nighttime that night and went long, you got rewarded for that. But we're just going to treat it like a normal day here. Do our normal 8 o'clock to 10 a.m. Central Time session. Get in, get out, get paid. If we don't see a setup between then, we're going to take no trade today. Maybe that'll be another no trade day. I know we've had a couple of those recently, and that's not normal. But just being patient, I know is going to pay. So yeah, we're just gonna be patient. I'm doing some training right now for firefighting too, so I may take today to just knock out a couple of these courses. I'm working on FEMA's website, Introduction to Incident Command Systems, for if all the firefighters at the volunteer station are trained on this, then it's easier for our fire station to get grants from the government. It's also just better for me to know more stuff. It'll increase my level of awareness on scenes and safety, and eventually I may actually end up going to Texas A&M's fire training school, some training, and they have from around the world come to this school. So pretty cool stuff. I didn't even know this is one of the best firefighting training facilities in the world, next to Japan. Japan's got. But yeah, maybe in a couple months or next year or something, I'll go there. But yeah, just taking yesterday and today to work on some of these courses. So that's what I'll be doing today. We got the 1 minute chart pulled up here. Account sitting at $50,400. Nothing crazy, just because we've been trading a small size, trying to stick to 1 to 2 trades a day. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Let's see if we got any news for tomorrow. See what's going on tomorrow. Tuesday, January 21st. Nothing tomorrow either, really. And then Wednesday, nothing on Wednesday. Thursday, nothing on Thursday, really. And then Friday, a little bit of news on Friday. So yeah, light news week this week. The market's closing early today. Sharif said there's many people making millions on meme coins. What do you think about that meme coin? I don't know anything about meme coins. Go for it. All I know about is the Nasdaq. And the strategy that we got that's working pretty well. Kind of had a little bit of a bull flag breakout there again too. I know about that. I know that if you got long right there, you got a little bit of money. Not a whole lot. Oh yeah, actually that's pushing. We grabbed 40 points right there if we went long when we started the stream. As soon as we got back up above 21 EMA, jump in long right here at the 86s. Grab 30 points right here. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, we don't trade pre-market though. We got a pivot point up there at 21,781. Market currently at 723. VWAP 608. We kind of got maybe a resistance area here from previous price. This is the hourly pivot point, and then this is another pivot point. So just a couple levels to keep in mind up there. But yeah, just gonna sit and wait for the market to open. Mark the top and bottom of our first 15-minute candle. Do what we do every other day. Market opening in 2 minutes. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Just happened. I accidentally clicked. Just happened. Oh, it switched to the Dow. I accidentally clicked the space bar on my keyboard. There we go. There's the Nasdaq. All right, today's January 20th. We're going to read a page out of our Daily Devotion Strength for Men book. Passage verse, and then we'll read our 5 fundamental truths of trading and 7 principles of consistency. So, January 20th, passage verse and context, Genesis 49, verse 1 through 2, chapter 26, chapter 50, verse 15 through 21. Then Jacob called his sons and said, "Gather around that I may tell you what will happen to you in days to come. Assemble and hear, O sons of Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. The blessings of your father are stronger than the blessings of the eternal mountains. The bounties of the everlasting hills may be on the head of Joseph, on the brow of him who was set apart from his brothers." Realizing that their father was dead, Joseph's brothers said, "What if Joseph still bears a grudge against us and pays us back in full for all the wrong that we did to him?" So they approached Joseph, saying, "Your father gave this instruction before he died. Say to Joseph, I beg you, forgive the crime of your brothers and the wrong they did in harming you. Now, therefore, please forgive the crime of the servants of the God of your father." Joseph wept when they spoke to him. Then his brothers Sorry, I got distracted. My alarm went off. Market's open. Then his brothers also wept, fell down before him, and said, "We are here as your slaves." But Joseph said, "Do not be afraid. Am I in the place of God? Even though you intended to do harm to me, God intended it for good, in order to preserve a numerous people as he is doing today. So have no fear. I myself will provide for you and your little ones." In this way, he reassured them, speaking kindly to them. Questions for reflection and application. Joseph's life was a roller coaster. Apple of his father's eye, then sold into slavery, head of Potiphar's house, then imprisoned on false charges, on the verge of getting out, then stuck in prison indefinitely. How often does your life feel like a roller coaster? Right now, is it on the upswing or heading down? Where was God when Joseph was sold into slavery? When Joseph was framed and imprisoned, why didn't God intervene and help Joseph, or did he? Why do bad things happen to faithful followers of God? How was Joseph able to forgive his brothers for their evil act against him? Lord God, whenever the enemy plans to harm one of your own, you transform the enemy's tactics into something good. Amen. I feel like my life is now finally kind of starting to go up. Bless me. But yeah, it's felt like a roller coaster ride for me. I went from making $20,000 a week selling solar to nothing. I was the president and owner of a residential solar sales company. I exited that industry. I didn't think I was going to make $1 million. I wasn't going to make 7 figures. You know, income. There are income goals in sales, obviously. You know, life's not all about money, but when you own a sales company, it kind of is about selling as much stuff as you can. That's the goal. We have sales goals. All right, there we go. Market kind of dipped down and then continued to push up out of this 15 above this 15-minute candle at 726 area, and testing the 730s now. We're gonna sit here and wait for this candle to close, and we're gonna read the 5 fundamental truths and 7 principles of consistency. We're gonna read this every day until we have it memorized. So, truth number 1, anything can happen. Number 2, you don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money. Number 3, there is a random distribution between wins and losses for any given sets of variables that define an edge. Number 4, an edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. Number 5, every moment in the market is unique. For example, today, President Trump is getting he's getting inaugurated as President of the United States for the second and final time. This will never happen again. This is a unique moment in history that will never happen again. Such as every moment and point in time is unique. So that applies to the market as well. Never again will the chart look exactly like this at these exact prices. It just won't. Not exactly. It might look similar, but not exactly. So every moment's unique and anything can happen. Last week we had a green week. We didn't have a single red day. We only traded 3 out of the 5 days. One day we missed our setup, and then Friday we just didn't see a setup between 8 and 10. And so I was patient enough and disciplined enough to not take any trades. We didn't lose any money, but we didn't make any money. But we had a green week. We're going to do our best to do it again this week. And if we follow the 7 principles of consistency, we'll do that. I am a consistent winner because 1, I objectively identify my edges. 2, I predefine the risk of every trade. 3, I completely accept risk or I'm willing to let go of the trade. 4, I act on my edges without reservation or hesitation. 5, I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. 6, I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors. And 7, I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success, and therefore, I never violate them. Market continuing to push up here into the 740s now. There's a little, almost 15 points there if you got in at the break of the previous 15-minute candle. If you're still long from this one, that would have been pretty sweet. But it just didn't follow all of our rules. All right. See what happens today. We're still going to be just trading 6 contracts too, by the way. I want to get the equity up a little bit, especially since we didn't trade all 5 days last week. So maybe today and tomorrow, and then if we have good days, Wednesday or Thursday, we can up it a little bit. We'll see what happens. Sharif said, are you still selling solar panels? No, not anymore. Did it for 5 years, and I don't do it anymore. Honestly, if somebody asked me right now that they want to buy solar, I'd probably just tell them I don't do it anymore. I could, but choosing not to. I don't know. It's just, I want to get out of that industry. There's too much weird stuff in that whole space. Too much stress, problems. It's not worth it. It's not worth my peace and my mindset. Oh man, I have to cook some breakfast real quick. I got some nice farm fresh eggs at church yesterday. It's cold today too. We're below freezing. We're gonna get snow tomorrow, I think. But got some free eggs at church. Oh yeah. I'm gonna cook up 4 of these real quick while we're waiting. It's low water pressure again, man. Look at that, water pressure. go outside and drop the tanks. Woo, it's cold. Did have to drop the thing. Do dishes. I feel like I got a piece of glass stuck in my foot right now on the bottom. Like a small little piece of glass. Over here, I'm struggling over here. Market pushing up 770s. Still going up. Had a little dip down to the 21 EMA right there. Almost like a little bull flag on the 1 minute. There's a 2 minute chart. Got 47 seconds left. I'm over here cooking and trading Nasdaq at the same time. So far, hit the market low, like 713 area. The market's going to close early today. Uh, 778, 75. All right, there's our range. Interesting. Like bullish going into it, and then just see if we get a pullback now. We got VWAP down there at 626. We're way above the 21 EMA. So we need to maybe wait for this hourly candle to close as usual. As Sharif said, don't focus on the time, but I'm going to focus on what I want to focus on, which is what I've been focusing on, which has been leading to success all week last week. We're going to do the same thing. We need to pull back to the 21 EMA. We got to get above this range. And then we kind of got this first area right here, 895. But yeah, usually we wait until this hourly candle closes. Da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, pulling on back down into the 750s. Inside the 15-minute opening range. Market's been open for 21 minutes now. Oh yeah. It's like below freezing here outside. Tomorrow we might get some snow, which is pretty cool. We had a cold front come through. We got this hourly candle closing in 7 minutes. Remy, go down. Come on. Bumping into me and shit. Come on. (76°F in Cancun, Mexico. Man, to be in Mexico right now, trading would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet. So far, market is creating a bullish trend pre-market and into market open. See if the bulls can see if people are happy that Trump's getting into office. They're buying. People are buying. Say what? It's not the wrong password. It's already, it's on the real-time data anyway. There's the ES. Also pushing up, kind of bull flagging a little bit here. Kind of bull flagging on the ES. But that doesn't follow all of our rules. It could get stuck here at the top of the 15-minute range. Just got to pull back to 21 EMA, all that stuff. It's not really the bull flag that we like to go for now. I could say that and the price could just rip up here, but it doesn't follow all of our rules. There's a pullback to the 21 EMA on the 2-minute. I mean, it looks like a nice bull flag. Just don't want to get stuck in here. You know, Trump's not president for another 2 hours. So anything can happen. Anything can happen, you know? I don't know when he's like officially in charge. I don't know how that works. I'm not president. I don't work in the White House. He has to get sworn in and all that stuff. I don't know when he gets to start telling people what to do. But I know he's going to get on it immediately, as soon as he can. He ain't going to wait a second longer. There we go. 21 EMA trying to hold the price up on the 2-minute here. Got Bitcoin at $109,000. There's our hourly candle. Still inside the 15-minute range. Nothing to do at the moment. If you're just tuning in, like the video, subscribe. We're live on YouTube every weekday until 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 on the East Coast. Currently have a piece of glass, I think, stuck in the bottom of my freaking foot. Market inside the opening 15-minute range. Eventually my foot will just push it out naturally. It's a small piece, super small. And it doesn't hurt. It's just when I step on it in a certain way, it kind of just feels a little funny. I can feel it. It's like a little thorn, like a little splinter. Market chopping around right now in the 21 EMA on the 2-minute, probably staying below the 21 EMA on the 1-minute. Just kind of patiently waiting for it to get outside of the range and create a bull or a bear flag. All the same rules apply. Today's an interesting day. You got two things going on. Market closing early, President Trump going in. I almost don't even like the idea of trading today because of those other variables. I know you guys are probably like, you want to see me take a trade, the market's open, we've waited all weekend and we want to trade, but it's like, do we want to take a trade with these extra variables? I'm going to sit here and still look for the next hour for our setup. What I'm not going to do is at 11 a.m. try to predict that the market's going to go up or look for setups when he's getting into office, because that doesn't follow our edge. That's something that happens once in history, and we're not looking for one really big win in our strategy. We're looking to consistently just grab our wins, a little win at a time. We're not trying to, bless me, catch random big wins. That's not what's going to lead to long-term success. Green month after green month, green years. You know, taking a trade on something that happens once every 4 years, a president getting elected into office. And if I miss out on a big move in the market at 11 a.m., whatever, I'm not worried about it, because I know that there's like many opportunities. And I got a lot of other stuff to do today. I got to do my training for firefighting. I got to take some exams for that. I'm going to read. So I read the one book, Trading in the Zone. I've also found The Disciplined Trader online, a PDF for free. So I'm going to work on reading that today after I finish my exams. Looks like a good pullback to trade. Well, I'm not going to try to predict what the market's going to do based off of something that only happens once every 4 years. It just doesn't follow my trading plan. I know a lot of people are going to try to trade the news today and the inauguration maybe, but who knows what's going to happen. I can't predict the future just like any of us, and neither do I try to, because the second rule of our 5 fundamental truths is you don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money. We just have to stick to our trading plan. Our trading plan doesn't say, and step number 5, when Trump gets inaugurated, go long. It doesn't say that. The trading plan doesn't say that. So everybody tries to get creative and do these other things that go outside of their trading plan when you just have to stick to your plan. Yeah, this does look like a good pullback here, but if it continues this trend of putting in higher highs, higher low, was that the higher low? I don't know. I don't trade inside the 15-minute range though. But yeah, you would think it would do something like this. I don't know. There's just not a really high probability of me knowing that. But it could. It absolutely could. We also got VWAP all the way down there at 21,637. So we know VWAP doesn't like to be ignored for too long. But yeah, don't know. We don't have a whole lot of news this week either, so I don't know. Hopefully the market is pretty good. It's been pretty decent for the past couple weeks. You know, giving us opportunities here and there. Friday it didn't, but every other day of the week last week it did. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. I don't know. See, maybe today's test is going to be the market doesn't do anything for this next hour. We do no trades. And then because I'm going to be at my computer taking this test, the real test is going to be at 11 a.m. when the market starts pushing up or doing something crazy. If I'm distracted and I'm taking my test and then I see it, to have the discipline to not just jump into a random trade and buy at the top after a big push. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the day that he got elected, that's what I did. The market pushed, up. And I missed it when they started releasing that he won Pennsylvania and other states. And I FOMO'd into a trade. It pulled back a little bit at the top, and then it started pushing up. I got long just for it to pull back and stop me out. I traded like one micro contract or something. And but I took on way more points than I normally would. Usually I don't risk more than 20 points, and I think I risked like 40 or 50, and it took me out with one contract. So that's what we're not going to do today. You know, if you miss the move, you miss the move. You got to live in the now moment. But I want to focus on finishing this firefighting training stuff today. It's a half day in the market. The restaurant's closed, so I have time to do it. But who knows? So maybe we'll get a setup here. We'll be able to take a trade, get some money, be green on the day too. I am a positive, optimistic person, but at the same time with trading, you got to be careful with being overly positive and like thinking you know anything. So, good morning, Michael. Because rule number 2 is you don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money. Again, I keep bringing up the same analogy of playing blackjack at the casino. If you own the casino, you don't need to know that you're going to beat the gambler in that next hand or that next game. The casino just knows that if they sit there and play long enough, if a bunch of different players sit down at the blackjack table and keep betting money, the casino wins overall, more money than they pay out. That's all the casino needs to know. They don't need to try to predict, hey, when Michael sits down to play blackjack, we have to beat him, or I think we're going to beat him. They don't need to know. Michael could win, Michael could lose. They don't need to predict or know it. They just know that if Robert, Michael, Sarif, Austin, all these different people start sitting down and playing blackjack, there's a probability that the casino will make more money than they end up paying all of us over the long run, over days and days and weeks and months of playing blackjack. So as a trader, you don't need to know that you're going to win each individual trade to make money. Just like the casino doesn't need to know that they're going to win each game to make money. It's the same thing. So that's how you need to treat trading. Make money in the long run. Not every single trade is going to be a winning trade. But you need to every single time stick to your edge. That's what you need to do consistently. And that's one of the rules of principles. That's one of the principles of consistency. That's it. That's trading in a nutshell. Yeah, exactly. The casino's got the edge. Unless you're like a professional blackjack player or something and you do consistently win more than you lose in blackjack. I don't know how people do that. There's probably people out there that I think do that. They're very rare. Just like it's very rare to be consistent and profitable with trading. Most people don't do that either. Or playing poker. But it is possible. There is a group of people that are able to consistently win. So as a trader, we want to be consistent winners. And you have to have an edge and you have to follow it, most importantly. That's the key secret part right there. So the market put in a higher low, but then it just put in a lower low, broke out of the 15-minute range. So we're just kind of sitting here in the 720s. The bottom of the range. Yeah, you want to be the casino. Boom. So, and let the market come to you. It's kind of boring sometimes, but once you start making millions of dollars, it's not boring. The life that this will afford you, your life will not be boring. The trading part might be a little bit, but getting to travel and see the world's not boring. Getting to go visit family and travel and see them. I got family all over the United States, so we're kind of spread out. So it's going to be nice to have the money to just go travel and see them and visit. That won't be boring. So, ugh. 9:14, and we are still inside the 15-minute opening range. Oh, you guys are looking at the same thing I'm looking at. We're all looking at the same information here displayed on the chart. There we go. There's a little bit of a drop outside the range. Pulling back still, but testing outside the range to the 705s. See when we get a break into the 600s or not. Just don't like the idea of being short on a day like this, especially when the trend looks like that. Don't fight the trend. There's the 600s. No coffee or tea for me still in the morning. Just a good night's sleep. I slept a lot today. Like 9 hours of sleep. Well, just waiting. Darth Trader, what's going on, man? Darth Trader spitting some knowledge out here with the January highs close. Buying the lows are looking good too. All right, so we're below the 15-minute range right now. Market put in a low 691. We got VWAP at 641. And we got these lows right here around the 660s. So we kind of got this this like floor over here that I had to get through too. Could act as support. I just don't like the idea of trading in this area either. So could come down to there or to view up, but it just doesn't follow all of my setup rules. So I don't know. You know, with this trend going like this, it's like I did not want to short in here thinking all of a sudden we're going to get a pullback to here, even though that might happen. The trend was going up. I usually don't like to fight the trend, so now if we start bear flagging below VWAP or something, I don't know, then maybe we can get short. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna have a beautiful week though. That's right, Dark Trader. Beautiful week. It's gonna be a beautiful week if we stick to our rules. It always is when you stick to your rules. You might have a red day sticking to your rules, but what's your week gonna look like? As long as you have a green week, that's all that matters. And red weeks will happen, but I'm gonna try to limit those. But if you stick to your rules, usually you get rewarded. So it's up to you, not up to the market. It's never the market's fault. It's always our fault if we're profitable or not over the long run. I just don't like the idea of taking a trade in this area right here. So don't know. Pulling up the 1 minute, it's like lower low, and then we kind of got this quick breakout here, but we didn't get a big continuation and a pullback, and another one, and another one. We're definitely looking bearish on the 1 minute, but you don't want to get too focused on the 1 minute. You got to keep in mind what's going on over here. Otherwise, that's how you get trapped. That's how you will get trapped. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Just in case y'all were wondering, if you're tuned in, we are at no trades for the day. No trades. Donald Trump going in an hour and a half. I'm sure they'll have that on YouTube Live or something. Very well, I'm gonna need to make some coffee too after this trading session. Wake up and do these exams I gotta do for the FEMA NIMS trading, which stands for National Incident Management System. It's like I usually don't like getting short too until the 21 EMA starts like getting below VWAP. Then you know it's like definitely looking bearish. Right now, 21 EMA is still like 70 points above VWAP. We're kind of putting in like we're still putting in a higher low here compared to these lows here pre-market, like Darth Trader alluded to at that 660 area. So I'm kind of on the same page as you, Darth Trader. That 660 area would kind of have to go. Right now, the market's still holding up above that area. Oh my God. I got a new futon. You can probably see my cat licking himself on it right now. The back of it goes up more. I can adjust it to a bed or to a couch. Obviously, that's what a futon does. But it's pretty cool. It goes like all the way to, you can't see on the camera, but what the heck? I don't know how to do this with my hands. It's weird. Like way over there into the corner. I don't know how long it is. I haven't measured it. I'm 6'2". Pretty sure I can lay down on it without my feet hanging off the edge. Turn it into a bed if I had somebody sleep over. It's pretty cool. All right. Nasdaq trying to maybe climb back up here or not. Who knows? Bulls and bears just kind of fighting it out right now down there. 680s. Yeah. Just not a good spot to get into a trade. I don't know. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy, boy. Kind of clean it up a little bit. Take these key levels off. We got yesterday's high and pre-market high. That's what those orange lines are. I don't know. Sometimes I like to use those. Mostly I use 21 EMA and the pivot points and VWAP, and then the 15-minute range. So those four things are my like bread and butter. Those are like my four pillars of trading indicators: 15-minute range, VWAP, 21 EMA, and pivot points. Those are the four main things right there for me. and then just understanding how to analyze different time frames in combination with those, and then just having a set of rules that you follow for like your entries and your exits, just being disciplined. You put all that together and should equal profit. I don't know. Something's telling me, my intuition's telling me what might be another freaking no trade day. I don't know. And that's what tests your patience, because you want to trade, you want to make money, but you got to have the patience to say no. Like, I'm thinking towards like one of the things I want to do, and hopefully you guys will see me and I'll vlog this and I'll have it on my YouTube channel when I start taking courses to get a pilot's license. When I buy an airplane, you guys are going to be there with me. You hear me talking about it now, January 20th, 2025. One day I will get my pilot's license and own a plane. I don't know when, but it will happen. And I'm going to have the discipline and self-control where if it's super windy, like sometimes it gets real windy around where I live right now. I got a bunch of windmills out there. If you have a super small plane, you can't take off when it's extremely windy. You just can't. Then you go to the airport, you get in the plane, you do your pre-flight checklist. You're like, it's really windy. We got to wait for the wind to die. And then you're sitting there just waiting. You're like, all right, we're basically ready to take off. The weather just isn't ready for us to take off. And we don't control the wind, just like we don't control the Nasdaq. And you might have to sit there for 2 hours and go, we can't take off. Just put the plane back and we'll come back tomorrow. And that could happen 2 days in a row. You could just have some windy weather for 2 days. And you can't take off, because if you do, you could crash and die. Literally die. We won't die if we take one losing trade. We're not going to blow up our account. But do I even want to? You don't even want to usually run the risk. So when you're not seeing your setups, like I'm not right now, you just kind of sit there and wait. Maybe they will come, maybe they won't. But this is really helping me like develop that mental discipline and self-control for what I want to do in the future, which is to be a pilot. I don't want to be a pilot to make money. I just want to be a pilot so that I can fly my airplane and go around to different cities in Texas, and then get a bigger plane that I can fly to Montana or Alaska or something, or Florida or New Jersey to go visit family, or North Carolina to visit family. You know, I got family in Colorado. So once you get a bigger plane, you can fly around the country pretty easily, but you got to have the ability to focus, pay attention, have self-control, not drinking. Some of these small regional airports, they got little restaurants with bars and alcohol. Obviously, you can't mix drinking and flying. So all of the things that trading has helped retrain my brain is preparing me for being a father and a pilot. That's what I keep telling myself, at least. And I think that's really true. It's got to be true. So the earlier in life you get that, the better. Some people already have really good self-control and discipline and don't have an issue with drinking, and they're 21 years old or they're 18 years old. God bless them. There's a lot of individual young men and women out there that already are really good in those categories of their life. I wasn't when I was younger. And that's fine. A lot of us aren't. Some people are in their 60s and they're still working on self-control and discipline and struggling with different addictions that are bad. So there's no like exact age that you have to be. You just have to get there eventually. So we're getting there right now. That's why I said in the beginning of the video, after I read our daily devotion, I feel like my life is starting to go up again now. So, you know, but in life you have to have little pullbacks, just like the market. The market can't just go straight up. Our lives don't just go straight up. We're going to have pullbacks in our life too. We're going to suffer loss, people passing away, loved ones around us, or money is going to go up and down. Our health may go up and down. So that's just life. That means you're still alive. You know, That's why when you get hooked up to a heartbeat monitor, the monitor is going like this, beep, 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 beep. When it goes like this, that's when you're dead. You don't want to flatline. So life has ups and downs. Ideally, though, you want your life to kind of move like the Nasdaq, though. Over time, you want it to go up, and you can do that. You have control over that. You know, God gave us free will. So, you know, to make mistakes and make good decisions, but just learn from them. And that's my little words of wisdom for today. 4 years trading, prop trader for Top Step. Plenty of payouts. It is completely possible. I still have a lot to learn. There you go. He's got some experience. He's got some payouts. If you're going to learn from people, like sometimes it's good to learn from people that are a lot smarter or richer than you or have done it. Darth Trader, if he's telling the truth, he's got the payouts. And then you want consistent payouts too. I'm wondering if getting a payout is just like when you finally pass your first account. That can you consistently pass accounts then? Then when you get a payout, you might only get one and then not get another one for a while. Like then can you consistently get payouts? You know, you want to almost be paying yourself every week or every 2 weeks, more times than not, to be able to pay your bills, obviously, if this is going to be your main source of income. But even when you're a consistent trader that's getting payouts, like you said, you still have a lot to learn. You're always learning. Because the market's evolving over time too. It changes. Certain things change. Certain edges may have to be adapted or modified just a little bit. So always learning. Always learning. It is 9:37. We are still just kind of chopping around in this area right here, below the 21 EMA, above VWAP, above these lows from pre-market. Just kind of maybe everybody's waiting for Mr. Trump to take office to put their buy orders in. I mean, it almost looks like a giant bull flag. What, and then do that like come 11. Oops. The market just starts ripping up. That's like, who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Today's just one of those days again. I went to the bathroom already. I feel like I gotta go again. What the heck's up with that? I brought a lot of food home from the restaurant yesterday. On Sundays, we have turkey and ham. I don't eat pork, but I took a lot of turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole. I filled up 2 to-go containers, big containers, for free. Get to take it home. It's more than passing. It's about growing, but it is worth it to me. There's nothing else worth doing. Yep, and what's worth doing is worth doing well. So if you're going to be a trader, try to really do the best you can. Obviously, for me, there isn't a trade for me. My level is taking too long, and London close is coming around. Might just cook up some eggs and move on with my day. I like it. I already have my eggs, but I got other stuff to do, and then, you know, no socials. There we go. I like it, man. Darth Trader's focused. It's very rare in 2025 to not be using social media, but in this life, you want to be a creator, not a consumer. and there's too much bad stuff out there to consume. It's a distraction. It's bad for you. Just Discord and YouTube. There you go. I have an Instagram, but I try to be very careful with what I follow and watch, and don't use it a lot. I have 2 phones. One of them has Instagram on it, and one doesn't. So one cell phone's for business, and one's for pleasure. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Snapchat. I have a Twitter, but or an X account, but I don't follow more than like a handful of accounts and never really go on it. You gotta be careful with that. If you're having problems with social media, go look up the documentary, The Social Dilemma, where they interviewed all the people that created all those social media apps, all the different coders, and how bad it is for your brain. And then you'll want to delete all of it. You'll want to delete all of it. And it's so bad for children too. If you have kids, you'll want to delete all of those apps for them too. It's so much better to just be present in real life than glued to your phone and watching all that. I mean, I have times where I'll sit there and be scrolling on YouTube shorts, or not, just getting stuck in YouTube videos, but just try to watch stuff that's beneficial to you. If it's not serving you, it's controlling you. So it's like, ask yourself when you're looking at something or listening or watching, like, is this making me better, or is this just wasting my time and taking my attention and making me worse? So yes, sir. If we can all we can all learn from one another too. Here, if you guys ever have any ideas or comments or questions, just drop them in the chat. We're all looking at the same exact chart here. That's the cool thing. It's just we all people perceive it differently, but we're all looking at the same candles, whether you're on the 1 minute chart, the 2 minute, or the 5 minute, 15 minute, hourly. We're all looking at the same information here. So yeah, if you can learn how to think that way, like he said, where, for him, he's looking at London close. And I feel like you're like, I don't see my setups, and then it doesn't come at a certain time. You just move on with your day. Right there is like the key psychology to trading that a lot of people struggle with. Just like moving on and waiting for an opportunity, which will come again, instead of trying to make it happen. And I'm sure Darth Trader probably had to lose a ton of times and lose money before he started thinking that way. Where eventually he was like, you know what, I'm just tired of losing. I'm tired of being impatient, so I got to change. There's the VWAP push. And then started thinking differently. There's the push down to VWAP, break through the 660s. But even if we get a bear flag where we pull back to the 21 EMA and then start breaking out, I don't want to get long above VWAP. Because VWAP could act as support. So I really just don't think, with 15 minutes left, I don't think we're gonna get our setup here. I think I should just go about my day 2. Come back tomorrow. What do you think, Mr. Remy? Should we lock it in and finish our firefighting training? Come back tomorrow. Do it again. Oh. It's like we kind of had a bear flag here, but we just don't want to get short in here right above this support area. And then we came down to VWAP. So just didn't want to do it. Yeah, I got sick of being on tilt. Sick of taking 50 trades to level. Just got sick of it. Exactly. You know? Exactly. That's what we all have to like go through and get through that part. You have to go through emotional and financial like pain before you get sick of it. That's a good way of that's kind of how I feel. Yeah. I think we're gonna end it here a couple minutes early. I got to close all this down and get away from my computer, or I'll sit here, especially with the inauguration. Then I'm gonna think if the market starts pushing up and get long. I don't know. Just that's not part of the plan. So I think I'm gonna go for a drive. I'm gonna get in my truck. I found out that McDonald's has phenomenal Wi-Fi. My Starlink internet connection's pretty good here too. Like if I do a speed test right now, it's pretty fast. But they definitely got fiber internet at McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's, but I'll sit out in the parking lot in my truck and hook up to their Wi-Fi for free. I'm only getting like 40 megabytes a second right now, so not that fast. But there's sometimes I get well over 100, 150 megabytes. But if I go to McDonald's, I get like 300. So also I'm uploading right now on the internet. I don't know if that affects anything, but yeah. I'm going to go to McDonald's and do my firefighting stuff. That way I'm not going to be tempted to trade because I'm not going to have my monitor and trading view up. Yeah, exactly. Let's just watch the ceremony and then come back tomorrow and show up to work and look for our setups and do it again. I think that's a good idea. All right, y'all. Peace out. Thank you for joining. Thank you for, talking to each other, and, let's keep this going, and maybe we can learn from each other. And that's pretty much all I got. I appreciate y'all coming and showing support and being here. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Have a great day. Stay warm if it's cold wherever you're at, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, peace out. 660 sending. Yeah, you never know. That's all right. Later.